Good morning, students. Welcome all of you to online English class. Let us start with the first chapter, Romeo and Juliet. I have already given you the background story, complete story of Romeo and Juliet. So let us start with the given extract, that is the two soliloquies. One is by Romeo, another one is by Juliet. Romeo and Juliet, it is one of the most popular play written by William Shakespeare. It is a romantic tragedy. So before we begin with the given extract, let us see what is the background. The two noble families of Verona, that is the Capulets and Montagues, were sworn enemies. As I told you, they were rival families, they were sworn enemies. Romeo and Juliet belonged to rival families. Old Lord Capulet hosted a grand supper. Though Romeo belonged to the family of Montagues, he attended the supper in disguise. Why he attended the supper in disguise? Because he wanted to see Rosalind. He was in love with Rosalind, so he wanted to see Rosalind. That's why in disguise. Disguise means completely changing the appearance by wearing mask, by wearing different type of dress. Romeo attended the grand supper hosted by Lord Old Capulet in disguise. Along with him, his friends were there in that party, that is Benvolio and Mercutio. There he sees Juliet on the dance floor and is fascinated by her beauty. It means he wanted to see Rosalind, but as soon as he entered the party, grand supper, he saw Juliet on the dance floor. Now Romeo completely forgotten Rosalind because Juliet's beauty attracted him, and it was a kind of spellbound moment for Romeo. Why? Because he had not seen such type of beauty till that night. After the dance, he learns that she is the daughter of Lord Capulet. Throughout the dance, he was only observing Juliet, the beauty of Juliet. But after the measure done, after the dance completed, he got to know that Juliet belongs to his rival family, that is Lord Capulet family. She feels attracted to the man from the enemy family. The following verses express their implicit feelings for one another. Not only Romeo, even Juliet feels attracted towards Romeo. Even Juliet came to know that Romeo belongs to her rival family. Though she got to know that he belongs to rival family, she started loving him. Why? Because even Juliet was attracted by the handsome looks of Romeo. Now, the given extracts, the given soliloquy expresses their feeling, Romeo's feeling for Juliet and Juliet's love feelings for Romeo. Let us take the first soliloquy, the first extract. Romeo. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady over her fellow shows. The measure done, I will watch her place of stand, and touching hers made blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now, forswear it sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night. So I will read it once again for you. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows. As yonder lady over her fellow shows, the measure done, I will watch her place of stand, and touching hers made blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now, forswear it sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night. It means the given soliloquy is from Act 1, Scene 5. From the play, the given soliloquy is taken from Act 1, Scene 5 of the play. In this soliloquy, Romeo is expressing his feelings and he is describing the beauty of Juliet. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It means, according to Romeo, Juliet can teach the torches to burn bright. It means she can't literally teach the torches to burn bright, but her beauty, her charm, her charm, it was more than the beauty, more than the brightness of torches. So here Romeo is comparing the charm of Juliet to the brightness of torches. According to Romeo, Juliet's beauty, Juliet's charm is more than the torches, more than the brightness of torches. So that's why he is saying she does teach the torches to burn bright. Later he says, it seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiopia. So it's a beautiful comparison, beautiful simile. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night. So cheek of night means here night is being compared with cheek. Night is compared with cheek, and whose cheek? Ethiop. Ethiop means an African lady. So here Romeo comparing Juliet to a rich jewel in an air of Ethiopia. Ethiop means African lady. So if an African lady wears a rich jewel, if she wears a rich jewel, then what is the color of African lady? Africans, as we know, they are black in color. An African lady who is very black, dark complexion, and she is wearing a rich jewel in an ear. If she is wearing a rich jewel, for example, let us take diamond earring. If she is wearing diamond earring, then it will be highlighted, not the lady but the rich jewel. Why? Because the color of the lady is black, that is dark black. The color of that rich jewel is silver or bright white. That will be highlighted. So in the party, according to Romeo, Juliet is getting highlighted. So that's why Romeo felt the feeling of love at first sight. So that's why he is saying, it seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiopia. It seems, for him it seems, it looks like she hangs upon the cheek of night. So here night is compared with the cheek, that is dark cheek of Ethiop. African lady, she is wearing a rich jewel, and who is that rich jewel? A rich jewel refers to Juliet, and the cheek of night is refers to African lady. African lady wearing a rich jewel, diamond earring, that is getting highlighted. So just like Juliet is getting highlighted in that party. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. Now he is directly saying Juliet's beauty is too rich for use. What do you mean by too rich for use? Too rich for use means here we can have two meanings. So what is the first meaning? The first meaning is that too rich means when you have some expensive thing with you, while using that thing, you may feel that very careful. Why? Because that is too expensive, very valuable. For example, if you have a Benz car with you, just imagine, then are you not going to use that Benz car for ordinary things like carrying vegetables in it? Are you going to do that? No, you are not going to do that because Benz car is very expensive. You only use it to go to some valuable places, some good places. You use it only for traveling purpose. You don't use to carry ordinary day-to-day things. You won't use it because it's very valuable. Too rich for use. It means before using, you should be very careful. That is one meaning. Another meaning, too rich for use means how much ever you are going to use, it is not going to get completed or it is not going to become lesser. It means how much ever Romeo observes Juliet, he is not feeling like he is satisfied. He is filled with the looks of Juliet. No, he wants to see even more. So that's why he is saying beauty too rich for use. Too rich for use. Two meanings we have. The first meaning is that before using, you need to be very careful. It is very expensive, very valuable. Second meaning, how much ever he is observing and looking towards Juliet, he did not feel like satisfied. Why? Because her beauty was like that. So that's why he is continuously watching, observing Juliet. Later, for her, too dear. Here, too dear means very, very expensive. Her beauty to this earth is very expensive. In other words, there is no other lady on this earth who is as beautiful as Juliet. We can say there is no other lady, according to Romeo, there is no such girl on this earth as beautiful as Juliet. I am calling her girl because at that time Juliet was only 13 years old and Romeo was only 16 years old. So he is saying her beauty too rich for use, for her too dear. Next he says, so shows a snowy dove trooping with crows. So here William Shakespeare has used the contradictory images to convey the kind of beauty. So which are the contradictory images here? So imagine in a troop. Troop means group. Among the group of crows, we have a snowy dove. So dove usually it is white in color, and dove here it is symbol for love. Snowy dove means it is not just white, it is bright white. Bright white. So as you see snow, if you see snow, that is pure white, bright white. Now here Juliet's beauty is also like that, and her fellows, her friends are compared to crows. She is dancing with her friends. Among them, Juliet is just like a snowy dove, and around that snowy dove we have crows. Crows refers to Juliet's friends. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows. Trooping, grouping, group of crows, and among or in the middle of that group of crows we have a snowy dove, that is Juliet. Later he says, as yonder lady over her fellows shows. As yonder lady. So yonder lady, yonder means over there. Over there means he is standing away from Juliet, he is just observing, watching her. Now he is saying over there in that group of crows, in that group of crows, in the middle of the group there is a snowy dove. There is a beautiful bird. Here bird, snowy dove refers to Juliet. Crows and snowy dove. Compare it, put it together. Black and white. So which is black? Crow. Juliet's friends are crows and Juliet is just like a snowy dove. The measure done, I will watch her place of stand. The measure done. Measure done means after the dance completed. So dance completed. Here Romeo wanted to see Juliet's place of stand. It means he wanted to stand there itself. Where he is, he wanted to be there itself, and he wanted to watch and he wanted to observe Juliet. It means he is continuously looking towards Juliet. In a way he is checking out Juliet. He was completely mesmerized by the beauty of Juliet. He was completely spellbound. So that's why he is saying, the measure done, I will watch her place of stand. And touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Now, Romeo feels like touching the hand of Juliet. He wanted to touch the hand of Juliet. By touching the sensitive, delicate and beautiful hand of Juliet, Romeo's rude hand becomes blessed. So why he is calling his hand as rude hand? Why it is rude? It is rude because, as we know, Romeo belongs to noble family, king's family. It means he is a warrior. By always holding sword, fighting in wars and practicing the art of war, his hand becomes very rude. So that's why here he is saying, touching hers. If Romeo touches the hand of Juliet, then it's like Romeo's hand is blessed. Romeo is blessed. It means he should have done so much of grace to touch Juliet. Why? Because Juliet's hand is very beautiful, very delicate, very sensitive. And touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. So here my rude hand refers to Romeo's rude hand. At last, after saying these many things, after comparing Juliet's beauty to so many things, here Juliet is getting highlighted in that party. At last, Romeo, he is questioning himself. So what he is questioning? He is questioning, did my heart love till now? Why he is questioning himself like this? Because before he saw Juliet, he thought that he was in love with Rosalind. But after seeing Juliet, he completely forgotten Rosalind, because Juliet is far better when it comes to beauty. Juliet is more beautiful than Rosalind. So that's why he is saying, did my heart love till now? I did not get this kind of feeling till this night. But now he is feeling like it is true love. Why? Because he is completely attracted by the beauty of Juliet. For spare its sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night. Here he is revealing, for spare its sight. So he is making a note, making a promise, swearing on his sight, his eyesight, that till this night he did not see true beauty. So here true beauty refers to Juliet. It means before he saw Juliet, he did not see such kind of beauty. That much beautiful was Juliet. According to Romeo, Juliet was the symbol of beauty. If God has created any lady, by taking leisure time, each and every part, each and every grace, each and every beauty thing perfectly modeled, that is Juliet. That's why he is saying that is true beauty. And until this night, he did not see such type of true beauty. So that's why he questioning himself, did my heart love till now? No. Why? Because he felt that he was in love with Rosalind. But after seeing Juliet, his love is completely transferred from Rosalind to Juliet. The reason is Juliet is very, very beautiful, most beautiful girl than Rosalind. Like this, Romeo expresses his feelings for Juliet. So I repeat it once again for you. She doth teach the torches to burn bright. So here we can see he is comparing Juliet to so many things. He is comparing her beauty to torches. Just like torches burn, the brightness of torches, her beauty is far better than the torches. In a dark room, imagine there are so many torches, so many candles. Then how it looks? It looks like how? It looks very beautiful. Why? Because there is contradictory images, dark night and very bright candles. And now in that dark background, in that dark night, who is getting highlighted? Juliet is getting highlighted. She can actually teach the torches to burn bright. Her beauty is surpassing the beauty, brightness of torches in that room, in that party. And she hangs upon the cheek of night. So just like an African lady wearing a rich jewel. African lady who is black in color, she is wearing a rich jewel in an ear, and which is going to be highlighted. That rich jewel is going to be highlighted just the same way in that dark background, dark night. So who is getting highlighted? Juliet is getting highlighted. Here Juliet is being compared to a rich jewel. Juliet is being compared to the brightness of torches. Her beauty, her charm is more than the brightness of torches. Her beauty is more than a rich jewel worn by an African lady. And later, Romeo says, beauty too rich for use. Her beauty is not ordinary beauty, it is too rich for use. Too rich for use means, as I told you, it's very, very expensive. You need to think before you use. You need to think even to touch her. That much delicate, that much complex beauty. So your complex beauty means very, very sensitive, very, very delicate. So she is very delicate, sensitive, and her beauty is too rich for use. It feels like not to use. One meaning. Another meaning, Romeo feels like continuously watching Juliet, and too dear for earth. Her beauty, Juliet's beauty is too dear for earth, very, very expensive. You cannot find such beauty on this earth. And he is saying her beauty is divine. And in a way, Romeo is indirectly saying Juliet was an angel. She was an angel. She is not from earth. She might be from heaven because she was that much beautiful. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows. So we have a group of crows, and in the middle of those crows we have a snowy dove, a beautiful white dove. And who is that beautiful white dove? That is none other than Juliet. And here crows refers to Juliet's friends, Juliet's fellows. And later, as yonder lady over her fellows shows, the measure done, I will watch her place of stand. Now he is once again saying, Romeo is continuously watching Juliet, her place of stand. Wherever she is standing, from that place, Romeo is far away from Juliet and he is just watching, observing her. And he wanted to continuously look her, continuously observe her. And touching her, make blessed my rude hand. So here Romeo is a warrior, his hand is very rude, and if his rude hand touches Juliet's sensitive, beautiful, delicate hand, then his hand would be blessed. It means Romeo is blessed to touch Juliet. And before touching, he needs to think 1,000 times. Why? Because what happens if he touches, she may get hurt. Why? Because his hand is very rude hand. But by touching her rude hand, his rude hand will be blessed. At last he questions, did my heart love till now? Here Romeo is questioning himself. What he is questioning? He is questioning that did he love till now? Did he love anybody? Initially he felt that he loved Rosalind, but now he felt he is not loving Rosalind. Why? Because Juliet is far more beautiful than Rosalind. At last he says, for I never saw true beauty till this night. At last he is making a promise, making an oath. So what is that promise? He is saying that until this night he did not see such true beauty. So here true beauty symbolizes Juliet. Juliet is the symbol of true beauty. So here one thing is so very clear. Initially, Romeo was attracted by the beauty of Rosalind and he wanted to see her again and again. But now, when he saw Juliet, he completely forgotten Rosalind. Rosalind is nowhere into the picture. By this, Shakespeare is indirectly saying love always begins with beauty. So that is very clear here in Romeo and Juliet. Imagine like this, if Juliet was not as beautiful as Rosalind, what would have happened? What would have happened? It's very simple. I think Romeo, he should have gone back to Rosalind, not Juliet, because Juliet is not more beautiful than Rosalind. But now here, at present, in actual situation, who is more beautiful? Juliet is more beautiful. So that's why he just left Rosalind and he wanted to be with Juliet. So that's why we can say love begins with beauty. We may call it as love at first sight, but so here love starts with attraction. You need to get attracted or you need to be impressed by the other person. So who is impressed, who is completely spellbound? So here Romeo is completely impressed and spellbound and even hypnotized. We can say hypnotized with the beauty of Juliet. So this is the first soliloquy. So in this soliloquy, Romeo expresses his feelings for Juliet by describing her charm, her beauty, which is evergreen, which is immortal, and at last he says, this beauty is not worth being here. It is not of earth. It might be from heaven, and Juliet is like an angel. So this is what in the first soliloquy, in the first stanza, how Romeo compares and expresses his true love feelings for Juliet. From this, you might get some important one-mark questions. I repeat you the questions. I will dictate you the one-mark questions. The very first question: who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet? Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet? The second question is that, so you need to write down the question, students. The first question: who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet? The second question: what kind of play Romeo and Juliet is? What kind of play Romeo and Juliet is? Third question: who can teach the torches to burn bright? Third question: who can teach the torches to burn bright? Next, fourth question: who hangs upon the cheek of night? Who hangs upon the cheek of night? The same question can be written in these words also. Where Juliet is hanging. Where Juliet is hanging. Next question: who is wearing a rich jewel? Who is wearing a rich jewel? Next question: rich jewel refers to dash. Rich jewel refers to dash. Next question: whose beauty is too rich for use? Whose beauty is too rich for use? Whose beauty is too rich for use? Next question: who is trooping with crows? Who is trooping with crows? Who is trooping with crows? Next question: snowy dove refers to dash. Snowy dove refers to dash. Next question: What Romeo intend to do? What Romeo intend to do after the measure done? What Romeo intend to do after the measure done? Next question. Romeo wanted to watch Juliet's apostrophe S. Romeo wanted to watch Juliet's dash. Next question. What happens when Romeo touches? What happens when Romeo touches Juliet's hand? What happens when Romeo touches Juliet's hand? What happens when Romeo touches Juliet's hand? Next question. Why Romeo calls his hand a rude hand? Why Romeo calls his hand a rude hand? Why Romeo calls his hand a rude hand? Next question. What was the question asked by Romeo to himself? What was the question asked by Romeo to himself? This question can be asked in other words. How Romeo questioned himself? How Romeo questioned himself? Next question. What did Romeo never see? What did Romeo never see until that night? What did Romeo never see until that night? So these are the important 1 mark questions from the first soliloquy, first stanza. Write down the 4 mark question. 4 marks question. Same question can be asked in different words. First question. How Romeo glorified the flawless beauty of Juliet. How Romeo glorified the flawless beauty of Juliet. The same question can be asked like this. How Romeo was attracted by the beauty of Juliet. How Romeo was attracted by the beauty of Juliet. We can ask the same question in other way also. Romeo was completely fascinated and hypnotized. Romeo was completely fascinated and hypnotized by the beauty of Juliet. Hypnotized by the beauty of Juliet. Explain with examples. Next question. Which are the similes and contradictory images? Which are the similes and contradictory images used by Shakespeare? Which are the similes and contradictory images used by Shakespeare to highlight the beauty of Juliet? So these are some of the important questions from today's class. Students, I request you to answer all these questions. So once the college gets opened, I am going to correct all these questions. You need to answer all these questions. So in each and every class, I am going to give you questions in the form of assignment. You need to complete this assignment every day, and whatever the questions I have dictated so far, 1 mark questions and 4 marks questions, you need to answer those questions. Keep a separate notebook for it. And we have discussed the first stanza where Romeo describes and expresses his true love feelings for Juliet. So here you need to underline few important points, important things. In the first line, she can teach the torches to burn bright. That is the first important point. I am giving you the key points. The first one is Juliet can teach the torches to burn bright. The second thing, Juliet hands upon the cheek of night. Juliet hands upon the cheek of night. Next one, Juliet is a rich jewel. Juliet is a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Juliet is a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Next point, Juliet's beauty is too rich for use. Juliet's beauty is too rich for use and too dear for earth. Juliet's beauty is too rich for use and too dear for earth. Next point, Juliet is a snowy dove. Juliet is a snowy dove trooping with crows. Juliet is a snowy dove trooping with crows. Next point, crows refers to Juliet's fellows or friends. Crows refers to Juliet's friends or fellows. Next point, after the measure done, Romeo wanted to watch Juliet's place of stand. After the measure done, Romeo wanted to watch Juliet's place of stand. Next point, by touching Juliet's hand, Romeo's rude hand will be blessed. By touching Juliet's hand, Romeo's rude hand will be blessed. Next point, Romeo questions himself. Like, did my heart love till now? Did my heart love till now? Did my heart love till now? Next point, Romeo swears on his side. Romeo swears on his side. Romeo swears on his eyesight. Romeo swears on his sight that he did not see true beauty till that night. He did not see true beauty till that night. Okay students, so these are the few important points, and now you need to answer the 1 markers and 4 markers which I have dictated you. And in the next class we are going to discuss the second soliloquy, that is how even Juliet was attracted by the handsome looks of Juliet. In the next class, let us take the second soliloquy, second stanza. Till then, take care. Bye. Students, at sharp 10 o'clock, we will be having Kannada class. So please stay tuned. At 10 o'clock, you will have Kannada class.